Ian, I'm probably going to start by pointing out the obvious. You must be delighted.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really good performance today. Couple that with a really, really good result. It's always hard in the first game, the first competitive game of the season. It's a different feeling completely from the friendlies that we've been playing. We asked the players to go and try and put what they've done in training into the game, and they've done so really, really well. Really high number of performances in the good bracket all over the park. We moved the ball really, really well. We scored 3 fantastic goals within the game. Could have been a few more. And we knew it was going to be difficult coming here. Still in Albion, I've got some good players, good manager, away from home on a brand new pitch as well, but we handled the occasion very well, really professional performance.
What's the most pleasing aspect?
I think the way we played with the fluidity of the game and the way the new players linked up with the older guys or the ones that have been here previous. We didn't look like a team that had, I think it was 5 debuts today at any point in the game. And obviously goals do change games. It's really different than maybe if we go in 0-0 half time. But I'll use Lewis Stevenson and Dylan Easton as an example, linking up on that left-hand side, particularly in the first half. They didn't look like they'd been playing together for 4 weeks. They looked like they'd been playing together a lot longer than that. But there was a number of that level of park. You look at Scott Brown and Shawnee Byrne calming the game down for us. Callum Fordyce slots in to right centre half with complete ease. Kieran Freeman the same, took him maybe 10-15 to get going, but once he got going, very, very good. So really happy, clean sheet as well. Again, it's about building that mindset and mentality of having pride in your performance, standards and demands, as I pointed out to the players before the game, come from within the dressing room, and they started today. We keep it going. There's more in us, obviously, and there's also areas that we'll look back on this evening and tomorrow and see where we can get better.
Tell me a wee bit about standards and demands in terms of the internal kind of demands of the players themselves, because out of the ball and out of control, and when we were chasing things down, we seemed to be as motivated as I've seen us across many a year.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a huge part of football now. You have to be willing to be brave and go and get the ball back. It's either that or you sit in and you go into 2 banks, and that's not really the way I want to watch my team play. I don't want us to sit in. There will be times throughout the season, I've got no doubt, where we're behind the ball and we're hanging in games and all that stuff. That's football. But our intent is to go after the ball, with tempo, with the ball, without the ball, have high intensity, have high aggression. There will be times where teams get through us, that's football as well, and there'll be times where we hound it so hard that the ricochet might go against us, or might be a player out of position and cause us problems, but overall the players carried out the game plan today to the letter.
Hat-tricks are rare and they're cherished. Tell us about that one today.
Brilliant, really, really delighted for Aidan. Completely different pre-season for Aidan than the previous one. Obviously had his injury towards the end of the season, then came back and missed a little bit, and then once you miss a bit of pre-season, it's very, very difficult, and it's the old cliche that you must get a good pre-season under your belt. Aidan's done that. I felt this week in training has been really, really sharp. Without giving too much away what we've done this week, but we've practiced a heck of a lot in forward areas and making good decisions, making the right runs, or giving players guidance and freedom to go make those runs, and Aidan's taken it on board, and he's got 2 goals out of it today, and then obviously his free kick is sublime. It's the first game for the Rovers in this competition against Peterhead. Aidan Conley steps up and he puts one in the top corner, so really, really good. He's certainly come back with a bit between his teeth.
You mentioned previously that this is a tournament, particularly the early stages, that can throw up some unusual results, and we see, I'm not going to belittle other teams, we've seen a banana skin, but we can see teams really raising their game across Scottish football today. Your team successfully navigated that. It's quite an achievement.
Yeah, like I said, professional. It's about coming to these games and producing. At the end of the day, it's decision making, it's taking things on board. You've got the balance of trying to get fitness still as well and getting no injuries, but you're also want to have a bit of quality at this stage. And I felt our levels went up today from last week, and I think they've gone up gradually as the weeks have gone on, which is what you want to see, a small increment every single game. We knew it was going to be hard. As I said, a new pitch as well. It's difficult. It's a wee bit sticky. It's a wee bit firm. We can come away. We had that wee problem in the second half with the hole in the 6-yard box, but that happens. But we've navigated it, like you say, really, really well. I can't ask for too much more at the moment, but the message to the players was fantastic today. Let's not get too carried away yet. It can turn very, very quickly. Another really tough game on Tuesday evening, but it's a chance for us to go and to get 6 points in the first 2 games, and we've given ourselves a chance.
Gaston saves the day a wee bit there by filling the Stirling sinkhole. I've never come across that. That'll be new and fair.
It is, yeah, absolutely. fair play to the guy as well, because I think we're all getting a bit tetchy in the touchline how long it was taking to get the pitch fixed, and we have to stop the game though, because player safety is really important, especially the goalkeeper in that area can easily land in it, twist an ankle, and nobody wants that to happen. So delighted we managed to get it fixed and get on with it.
Let's talk about Tuesday on the horizon. Stranraer have been beaten 3-1 today by Ross County. We know the quality that they've got. Different type of challenge, given that we're back at Starts Park.
Yeah, absolutely, completely different game. Stranraer 3-1 against Ross County. We know how good Ross County can be more than anybody, so they'll be probably fairly happy with the scoring. I don't know about the performance yet. Obviously, I know Scott really well, so we'll chat tonight. And they'll be looking to bounce back from it, because if you take your eye off the ball in any competition, especially in Scottish football, more than ever at the moment, you can get bit. They'll come full of hunger, full of desire, looking to have their own standards and demands. So we must make sure that we go out on Tuesday night, play with the same sort of commitment, the same hunger, the same aggression with the balls we did today. If we do that, then we'll win the game. If we don't, then we're in for a wee shock.
I suspect this might be the most guarded conversation you've ever had with Scott Agnew when you catch up.
Yeah, probably. Full respect for Scott, going into a really tough job. For his first one in particular, really, really hard for a number of reasons. Done fantastically well to keep Stranraer in the division last year in a high pressure. I was at the first game, in fact, and we've done really well to get out there with a 2-2. But obviously, staying in the league was a great achievement. And achievements in football come in different sizes and different forms. But for Scott to be able to navigate that one really quickly in his managerial career, he deserves full credit. He'll want to improve him on this season. I think he's been quite open about that. But again, hard league. He's added a few good players, but we're not going to dress it up. We're going there as heavy favourites, but we need to go and justify that on Tuesday.
A few players missing out today with niggles and knocks, and I guess it's more pronounced at this time of the season, but it'll follow us through, won't it?
Yeah, again, we're at a stage where we're still in that balancing act. We didn't, obviously Liam Dick suspended, but he's been sick with a wee sickness bug in the changing room this week. Lewis Gibson was another one, which is why we brought him on so late, just to be careful with him, not give him any setbacks, but also try and get him a few minutes on the park. Lewis Vaughan we knew, obviously, but he's back. He's been running just there before this interview, so he's not too far away. He's still a bit early. And Paul, just a tight hip. So if we were really in a crunch situation in terms of the season, then we could have pushed it a little bit harder than we did, but we just felt Paul's an experienced player. He's going to be a really important player for us, so at this stage no point in pushing him. So I'm very, very, very hopeful if he's not there on Tuesday, we'll be ready for something.
As always, Ian, you're really generous with your time. Thanks for hanging around while we get set up, and good luck on Tuesday.
Thank you.